level 2 kit looking very comfortable, but at the same time, the gun pick is something I would. Well, we'll come back to that. We'll ask Fixes as to what does he think. But right now, we do have Triple Esports' Psycho bringing in a perfect spray with a Scarl against the rotating team of NES. And NES will not be affected by that at all, as of course, Roshan as well as Avenger OP are going to be easily able to make their way through this exact same spot that Triple Esports' Psycho is going to be set up. In fact, not only him, but his entire teammates are going to be around in the vicinity as well. As they are in the open, they are going to have to be making that. Yeah, exactly, they need to be making a little bit of a change in terms of how are they approaching this area, because they are all out in the open. At the same time, they can be surrounded, as we will come back to that map. You will clearly see that Triple Esports is getting surrounded by a lot many teams around in the vicinity. But for now, we are still left with just that one first blood situation that was seen through earlier, as TUF's player was lost down. Along with all of that, it seems like I8 have made an early rotation as they get themselves and their presence felt slowly but steadily towards the same area where Team Star is positioned, and it is seeming like Fixes, we are going to be reaching towards those cliffhanger sort of edge from the zone, perhaps based on how these teams are going to be fluctuating and making those rotations.
You can already see, right? Look at Blade. He's got that steely demeanor. He wants to prove himself that he is the best because his position has been contested, right? He's been toppled over, but we've been talking about T20 QWERTY, and they seem to have gotten the better out of one of those players of Qureshi Sports out there. And like you said, for I8, it's quite different, right? We've usually seen I8 make it very late inside the circle. But this time, they've been pretty early, right? They've realized that I think center is the go-to way that they need to approach. Northeast Sports right at the center as well made a rotation coming in from that school apartments area. We've been talking about how the circle shifts, right? Around that eastern side of farm, or maybe towards the northeastern side, where maybe the likes of Triple Esports or 3X or these teams are, right? And as a result of which, so many teams have taken that center area for themselves. But take a look at Meteor Shot Sky for once. I think, do you feel like they're the believers? They feel like the circle might take a southern shift with a curveball towards the very end?
Ooh, they are playing a very risky game right here, that's for sure. But at the same time, they are playing it safe. There's nothing taken away from that strategy that they love to enter the zone from the edges, right? And for now, well, they are pretty much at the edge. They know for a fact that there is no team around in the vicinity to give them any trouble. So they've got a little bit of a few minutes, I'll say, that they've got in their hands, that they can just hold on to that bridge and then see where the zone is going to be moving towards. At the same point in time, of course, Triple Esports once again trying their luck, bringing in those sprays, but that has just not favored them as of yet. With that, the first airdrop being brought on, and well, it seems like it is going to be nobody who's going to be interested in this for now, as we do have a Groza and level 3 kit waiting, but this is going to be at the Milta Power and Milta region, which again, no team is in around the vicinity of this airdrop. But for now, all the eyes, once again, from the director at least, are going to be favoring towards the side of Triple Esports, because this is a team, this is out in the open. They are surrounded by a lot many teams that are making the rotation pretty much in the center of the zone, and Triple Esports, they are ready. They do know a few teams that have already made the rotation, but sadly, the points have not been in their favor.
Yeah, I mean, well, sadly, is all we can say right now, right? And they need to do something to get all those points to their names. But Qureshi Sports having lost on two of their players, this is definitely not a good news. And same goes for Payne, who apparently is in a lot of pain as he's fallen down from a running vehicle. I'm starting to wonder what could have gone wrong. Was anybody shooting at his direction? 52 Esports, regardless. I mean, such an important day for them. And this is a point where they cannot really afford to mess things up, right? They have to be at their very best, show their A game to us. But now you can see, right? The team T20 QWERTY, they are on a vengeance mode of their own. They want to go in, get those finishes to their names. They want to take fights early on. They want to get back into the groove. I think that is what they're trying to do. But TUF, they're also trying to rotate around. Quantum Rage does have that potato hills to themselves, as I8, like you said, they're holding on to the clips. They believe that the circle might go a little bit down south, and that is where they have good control. While Freestyle, they've also made a way inside the circle, as Gravity, he's been spotted around, and I really expected Hunter to go with a better spray. There was chances where he could have actually taken Gravity down, because the other players of QWERTY could not have provided that quintessential cover fire to him.
Exactly. And for now, what Hunter has done effectively is reveal his position. Where, of course, the scout from T20 Quoty was Gravity pushing on ahead to understand if at all the mountain was clear and an opening to be able to retaliate from the mountain across, which is going to be towards their in their control. As of now, we of course do have the zone also making a curveball shift once again, bringing itself towards the farm area. And talking about the farm area itself, we do have a lot of individual fights that can be seen, as so many teams are going to be finding in themselves towards the farm open farm areas. But right now on our screens, of course, was FS and H2E. The sprays were definitely there, but it seems like H2E have decided to falter down to the military base and then make a rotation from there. From there, I believe they're going to be entering into the Novorok Bridge.
Wow.
And right now, it's going to be Triple Esports Hunter, who has been able to capitalize and hunker down the position of T20 Quoty. And Voltrux, sadly, has gone down. A tough luck situation for T20 Quoty.
Oh yeah, I really feel bad for Voltrix at this point, because to get that revive, they'll have to use a lot of their smokes, and Triple Esports, they want to take that fight. They look hungry, they look aggressive, they are men on a mission at right now at this point. As Hunter is taken over the compound, taken the first floor, they're trying to make it difficult or rather impossible for the players of Quoty to try and give a res. It's going to be such a risky affair, making sure they've got all those grenades deployed, as well as 420 boy somehow in the meanwhile gets a trade for himself, takes down Thug. Now this is gonna make things a lot more interesting, but this grenade from Rex could mark the end of Voltrox, maybe if he's not careful. But somehow I think he's managed to find some cover to play around with, and 420 boy just lobbing those grenades, trying to close off that flank that Triple Esports did have. Hunter getting knocked out, one more grenade successfully hitting could mark also one of the other players getting taken down. But from the backlines, it is going to be 52 Esports. But it seems like they have no monkey business at this very point. Look at Hasu though, just frying at their prey, and Voltrux right going straight away after getting himself back up. Hasu finally, opening up, and Thug goes down again. It is going to be so haunting for the players of Triple Esports. That is it. It's just not one squad but two that's going for them.
Exactly. It is going to be a very difficult position for Triple Esports to be able to walk away from, as T20 Query are definitely bringing those nade parades and making that presence felt. But at the same time, I'm feeling a little bit scared for T20 because of course, Kuresh being in the same compound, the team in yellow. And that is exactly what I was thinking about, where indeed the position and the advantage from T20 Query has been hurt a little bit. The gravity push will definitely capitalize on this entire team, as of course, we will have the first team to get eliminated being Triple Esports. 15 teams still to remain, 5 defeat points converted for T20 Query, but they have also taken a loss. Left, of course, are going to be Khan, Gravity, and Voltrix, where indeed Quraish Esports made their presence felt and pushed on to take that perfect surprise elimination point against T20 Query. But I was dreading a lot more worse for T20 Query. Thankfully, Quraish were a little passive in that third-party approach.
Yeah, but I could not really understand what was going on in Uzum's mind with this kind of a play, right? Having one of his players stationed far away, where especially Freestyle are, knowing the fact they're still in the lobby, that was a very risky move to take. And now look at them just heading inside the circle, and maybe just going for a ram-in on the players of I8. And this is where IQ really needs to hold the fort, right? He has to somehow restrict the entry for Freestyle, because if they go in for a ram-in and if they make it safely and soundly, then it's going to be so much more difficult for the players of I8. But they know they've got the information. All they're waiting for is for the players of Freestyle to come out their way. And the moment they do that, IQ might just go all guns blazing at their direction and team eliminate. They might find themselves in a whole world of trouble, already losing out on 2 of their players. Now this is going to make things even more worse for them, because I8, this little split definitely did not work out for them. And at the back of their minds, they do know that. But now is not the time to lament. Now is the time to get a lot of eliminations, get some of those position points, restore the faith back into the fans that they had. But as we speak of TMW getting the better out of Querty, as Khan has been knocked out. Now this is not a good news, as finally Meteor Shot Sky decide to enter into the fray. They've managed to get a few knocks here and there, but they're still yet to get inside the circle. Now TUF reduced to a 2-man squad. It's going to be really interesting as to what happens to them at this particular moment.
Oh, this is turning into quite a chaotic battleground right here, where we do have so many teams left with just a two-man squad. Right here on our screens is going to be, of course, TUF as Thor brings in that perfect spray as Ash MVP does go down, and right there, of course, the spray will be able to connect and confirm that elimination point as well. As on the other front, the TUF's player, of course, Joker, so trying his level best to get his teammate revived. That's going to be Edgar, but at the same time, there's no possibility as Mirashot Sky has pushed on through with two of their players, Helsi and Khatir, just definitely trying to dominate. Joker, sir, on the back lines will not be able to push in his luck. As of now, of course, he is at the disadvantage, as of course it is a 2v1 situation against the players of Mirashot. And all in all, of course, Ash was brought down, but it seems like Mirashot are going to be able to capitalize, and Jokers are all by his lonesome with his UMP, is going to try and capitalize, get in one shot, but sadly it will turn into nothing. As of now, of course, the teammate are going to be there. Khatir is going to be there for Mirashot to be able to give that revival, but it seems like the Blues have caught up to them. Now this is where Ash, the revival, is it going to be possible? It has started, and yeah, this is going to be a tough position for Mirashot Sky to be able to get all three players moving away from that.
Oh yeah, my heart's broken. The quadruple, the dreams, they have been shattered. But freestyle, they've started closing in. Look at IQ, barely surviving. Finally has administered that first aid, and another grenade goes in. And Uza might take some hefty amount of damage, but that was the Molotov, I believe. But regardless, you know, freestyle, they know that I8 are over there. They know that this is their fight to win. It is going to be such a difficult hold for the players of I8, especially Uzum trying to have that fight. But Mom2 gets in that opening that they require, as IQ is all by his lonesome, as he's burning already. Needs to do anything and everything it takes. But that grenade coming in from Malik would be the final nail in the coffin.
Their side, as I8 do get eliminated.
Oh yeah, and that is where things are starting to get really interesting. North Esports, however, have all four of their players alive as now. It is time to take a look at where the circle is going to take that shift next time around. Is it going to go towards farm? Yes, indeed. 3x Esports and Team Star. This little trade-off, this little gamble by Team Star really paying off heavily, because the moment they were around that farm split, and that is where the circle is decided to shrink. And if they play their cards right, we could see them again starting the day off with a chicken dinner.
Oh, this could very well be the case, as we do, of course, have them pretty much in the center of the zone, with all four players still surviving and looking very comfortable. And at the same time, it seems like Team Star also have a compound that could be able to help them out in terms of the position that they're at. At the same time, of course, there are 12 teams in total that are still part of this lobby. R3D, as we have on our screens, trying to bring in that perfect shot, of course, against the players of Quraysh, but Quraysh themselves are not looking good. They need to get into the zone, but they are being caught on upon, and that rotation from them is not looking easy. In fact, almost next to impossible. At the same time, as we were talking about Team Star and their compound right across their vicinity, of course, is going to be 3x's players as well, and 3x have a 3-man squad along with a compound to their name. So both those teams are looking comfortable as they will move on towards the end of the game. As of now, R3D's perfect position has capitalized, as we do have Quraysh Esports getting eliminated on that 12th spot. That rotation was just not possible, and now it seems like the same exact storyline is going to be the same for T2040 as well.
Yeah, I mean, somehow surviving, but look at Team Star just going all bonkers throughout the entire lobby. Everybody wants a piece of the pie, and Star deciding to restrict them somehow or the other. 3x Miracle and Mary, two of those players still surviving, as Magnus have drawn in closer. This could also be their game, as Quantum Rage also do have one of those compounds around those snake areas, as now we're just waiting for the circle to shrink. And Star does have the best position inside the game right now. T20 QWERTY right on the peripheries, and so are the players of TMW, R3D, H2E, North Esports, Freestyle also trying to make their way inside the circle, but it's going to be a really tough task to make sure they enter in, as Sultana all pinned with that mini, had that connected, that would have been really deadly. Still goes on to try to take yet another shot, still not connecting though. Freestyle now will make their way inside the zone, as Sultana just trying to spray around with his AKM. Does not succeed, however, but how long can Freestyle survive, as they have managed to make it inside the zone? Now they want to pick a fight against Team Star.
Oh, they definitely do, and they are looking very much progressive. At the same time, from the backlines, we do also have Magnus Esports as well. Now, Team Star, they are going to get divided in this fight, and that division itself could be their demise. But we shall see if that'll be the case or not, as we do have Team W getting eliminated on the ninth spot. 8 teams do remain, 27 players in total. Team Star, the compound has helped them out quite a big chunk, but now they need to be able to factor that perfect compound into a fight and position, as well as, of course, elimination points for themselves. But will FS and Magnus allow that? Now it's Buff pushing on his envelope as he tries to get that nade in through the window from the backlines. As we were mentioning, Magnus is also going to be around in the vicinity. Now, Magnus, they have a clear opportunity. Either they can be very, very quiet, or they can utilize this opportunity to take on FS as well, because the flank angle is going to be open against FS for Magnus to be able to capitalize on. And it seems like Magnus's finisher is going to be focusing on the compound, and therefore God Fury does go down. Team Star in a little bit of a trouble, or rather a lot of trouble, of course, as they are a two-man split in these two individual compounds, and God Fury all out by his lonesome is going to be almost very, very difficult to get that revival. But it seems like for now a little bit of a stalemate is going to result in the revival being possible. But Wasi, a perfect push from his side. Come on, bring in that Molotov, bring in that nade, bring in those utilities, and that could be the end for Team Star right there, as we do see the same case for T2040's Gravity going down right here.
Oh, that was so sad. I mean, he had just picked himself a particular corner, and R3D just decided to drive him over. And Washi showing his supremacy with that DBS, and we love these shotguns, especially after this new patch update, as Osama just waiting and hiding for the players of Team Freestyle to come out loud. And there you go, Mom2 having already been taken over. But what happens to Osama as he goes after yet another player? Does he get the better of him, as Magnus will take down Drolin? In fact, one of the players of FS in the process. My bad over there. As Osama still managing to survive, he is making sure that he somehow, picks up the chinks in the armor for Team FS and gives them a bashing to remember. As Team Star, they've been reduced to a two-man squad. But look at this beautiful crossfire setup. The moment FS walk inside that squad house, they know they're going to be done for good.
Absolutely, and again on the backlines, as we do have Magnus still patiently waiting. They've played this game, this fight in fact, to perfection from Magnus's style, as they let this entire fray happen between Team Star and FS. If at all anything, the third party from Magnus was against the players of Team Star itself, but now it all falls down to 3v2 situation, where Freestyle is going to try their level best to capitalize on this compound against the players of Team Star. But little do they know, there's nobody on that first floor. They're all down on the ground, and the ground floor itself is now going to get hammered on upon from both of these two teams. We of course have not only the players of Magnus, but at the same time it seems like PX's players are also interested in this exact same fight, as Quantum Rage thought they had a perfect position. Seems like it is going to backfire from them, as the Molotovs and the nades coming in from Magnus are going to dictate the fight in their favor. And another fight, so two individual fights taking place right here. A third party situation against 3x has gone against them, and of course they get eliminated thanks to Magnus once again.
Oh yeah, they certainly do. But taking a look at this particular fight, Magnus do want to lock horns against the likes of Quantum Rage. Both the players are so low HP, serious, also getting taken down. And Magnus, they are absolutely sweeping the floor the way these players have been playing. I mean, Quantum Rage, JD and Goku, well, they have built up those smoky covers for themselves as they go on a retreat. There's no way that they can get the revives. But look at Maxi's position, and that is going to be of utmost importance. And now finisher ensuring he gets those finishes for himself. 5 finishes have already come in for Team Magnus Esports, as they are having their eyes on getting yet another chicken dinner and have a really good start to the evening.
Oh, they definitely are looking very close to that chicken dinner, but they need to be careful, as we do, of course, have R3D's players with that perfect elimination point conversion from the side of R3D. It is looking very much in control for them to, if nothing else, bring in a X-party, a third-party approach, and that X-factor approach into this fight, and that's exactly what they're doing, as FS Malik has been caught out alone, and it seems like a head was spotted right there from Hawk. But of course that spray will not be able to connect for now. Again, FS, a very difficult position for Malik to walk away from. At the same point in time, Quantum Rage is still there, and North Esports is still there. So the conversion for Magnus is not going to be an easy chicken dinner. They are going to have to fight it through these teams. Yes, the numbers advantage are favoring them, but all of these individual teams, they are bringing it out. They are battling it all out. But Magnus Esports, they're just a little too quick. They're a little too swift as they bring down the players of FS one by one.
Yeah, one by one, they are definitely getting the job done, as Wasi, the lonesome survivor, it seems, for Team Freestyle. But look at Zen being spotted and rolling. Almost did have himself wiped out, and Faster does mitigate the damage, but this is the perfect time. If you want to push on Team Magnus, this is the perfect time to go in. But R3D, they have also been spotted out as well, as the final 3 teams remain. It is going to be North Esports, Magnus and R3D battling it out for the chicken dinner. By all odds, I think the biggest probabilities are with the lads of Magnus. They do have that compound. They, however, have to get themselves inside the circle. Shaw right out in the open as Finisher opens up with his AKM. Does manage to deliver that knock as Maxi would just say thank you, sir, and steals it away.
Oh, with that, Jordan going to be pushing on to this exact same shack, as we do have Maxi from North Esports right in there. And along with that, of course, the numbers advantage going to be favoring the push from Magnus Esports as they eliminate North Esports on the 3rd position with 7 elimination points. With that, R3D's one final player, Walker, does remain, but that will be the end. And that is what was dictated on this first game of Erangel, as we do have our winner, the chicken dinner winner team, going to be Magnus Esports. Of course, finding themselves on the top of that leaderboard along with 11 finishes and 15 points from that chicken dinner. 26 points is what this team has been able to rack up.
Oh wow, I mean, the tyranny continues for Team Magnus Esports. These lads do not seem to stop at all, despite what the circle is, how the odds are. Everything that they're doing has been into perfection, right? They know what to do, they know which fights to take, when to take them, rather, has become such a crucial factor as to why they're dominating week number 2. And with that being said, I think even on the overall standings, they've managed to secure that #1 position, finally toppling over Team I8. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be taking a short little break. We're going to be coming right after in the post-match segment to discuss more about this matchup.
अब उधर कितना है हैं ओके itu mereka dong mereka
Let's fight together.
Yalla dad.
आज ड्रॉप कॉल आ जा फिर गया ड्रॉप
Get going. ले ली कोई ले लिए ले ली कोई
समी भाई खामोश करा देगा
देखो हमें और ये यहाँ भी है।
Please recall me. Got it. Watch out. Please recall me.
Don't give up. Your teammates can
Let's
still
go.
recall you.
रिकॉल पे 3 नंबर रिकॉल पे जाओ इधर नहीं
Okay. Excellent work.
Please recall me. Got it.
Not bad.
I'm recalling a teammate. Thanks.
कवर में रहे भाई इसके पास कोई और ही सिस्टम है
Watch out.
पीछे से आ रहा है
Watch out. Watch out.
इधर भी बंदे हैं
Watch out. Awesome. Watch out. Mark the location. Watch
ये
out.
डैमेज है यार
Watch out.
ये इधर है फुल डैमेज
Good luck, mates.
Good luck, mates.
Spread out.
Spread out.
I need a weapon.
I need a weapon.
Please recall me.
Please recall me.
Got it.
Got it.
Get to the safe
Get to
zone.
the safe zone ASAP.
Watch out.
Watch out.
Awesome.
Awesome.
I'm recalling a
I'm recalling a teammate.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Awesome. Awesome. I got supplies. 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 Awesome. Awesome.
बंदे आ गया
Don't give up. Your teammates can still recall you. Watch out! Watch out! Marked a location. Marked a location. Watch out! Watch out!
No, still not. Nobody around them, nothing really to worry about, and I really like that point. They've got that certain area going for themselves, and we've been talking about it, right? We have seen that Lost Leonis has also been one of those areas where circle does tend to shrink at, and it gets to a very tricky point at a certain space, right? And talking about all these teams, now everyone has started congregating around those central areas. Now I8, we've got North Esports, even 3X Esports making their way all the way from Picado. But a fight might just begin maybe between Team Magnus and Freestyle. Now, two big stalwarts inside the lobby, they're going to be locking horns against each other. I really want to see how that ends up. But even for TFT, now yesterday we did see, Styler getting that beautiful clutch around and wiping out Team Bablu all by his lonesome. Those were desperate times for Team Bablu in their on his humble defense. But now, this is where things get interesting. Now, you've been mentioning about how do Qureshi Sports make their entry into the circle. That's pretty late. And same goes for Meteor Shot Sky. I think they've been doing this from day number one. They've been letting all these teams go in. They have been trying to stay away from those fights early on. They try to focus a lot on getting some good positioning for themselves. But I would love to see maybe that curveball going a little towards that eastern side, maybe that southeastern side, maybe go towards Puerto Paraiso, where we play around those shorelines. And that would be a different approach to Miramar, because we haven't seen that yet. We've seen those shoreline circles in the past, but I don't think, as my memory collects, in this rendition of PMPL, we've gotten to see one of those zones. So I'm kind of excited about that, as the grounders do know that Team QWERTY have no business in this game. They're not playing. So yeah, of course, why not take over such a huge city, and such an important one at that? Because heading towards San Martin, you always have that assurance of a good loot. But the way Shapatar has himself stacked up, it looks otherwise, Lakshay.
Indeed. Once again, a troublesome situation brewing for the side of the grounders, as the position that they were in was very much comfortable. But at the same time, you talk about the loot and the way that they've been able to utilize the time that they've had till now. Not so good. At the same time, Mirashot, yeah, they've got themselves in the blues, and they are being brought down to their knees based on the blues itself. A very difficult position. Along with that, what is the zone up to? Fixes what? Like, are these teams supposed to be getting into a battlefield that's going to be played out? The majority of it this time going to be favoring Water, as of course Mirashot, the late rotation that they tried, R3D were patiently waiting in their own spot, has been spotted out. Oh wow!
Invisible.
Destroyer getting destroyed. That was that's just the part of the game, right? That is part of the map of Miramar, most certainly.
It's all about the mysteries, right? Such a huge map. You need to find out those mysterious rocks, the invisible ones. And he decided to bump to one. So I think that's possibly what could have happened. But R3D, I mean, very good read from their side, anticipating that Meteor Shot Sky tends to rotate a little late inside the circle, did capitalize on that. And like we've been discussing, right? This could be that southern circle that we've been talking about. Team Bablu going on directly to the very south area, because now they are sure about one thing. No one's going to come and attack from their backlines at the very least. But the way the circle will take a shift, it's going to be interesting to see if it goes towards North Esports' side, or maybe TUF, because all of these teams have a really good position to hold on to. And now Pika going after the players of TUF. Edgar barely surviving, really goes down over there. Little bit of an extension coming from his side. Maybe wanted to take control over this area, and has been sent back to the lobby.
Oh, that was not a good push coming in from TUF. But again, the zone is such that these teams are going to be forced to take on against each other. The teams that are making the rotations right now, they are going to be spotted out. And that's exactly what sadly happened right there for TUF's player, as Bablu had already made the rotation towards the southern side. And they knew that there's no flank angle they need to worry about, but only up front. And that is where they were able to capitalize against Edgar's elimination point. But as of now, of course, TUF still left with a 3-man squad. They do have a control of a compound, so nothing taken away from them just yet. And they have the opportunity to convert